That's about the point I get to where I can't take anymore. And I go, never mind. You know who we are. Lisa Fry, My Mystical Life. How the hell are you? Good morning, good morning, good morning, afternoon. I can tell you one thing with certainty. It's freaking cold outside. I dumped a little water on my shoe, and I committed. It took me at least an hour and a half to get my toes out. God, at least an hour and a half. I was like, what? Actually, no, cold. But I really, good morning, everybody. Afternoon, I'm really adamant about making sure that the stalls are done in the morning so that when evening rolls around, all I have to do is throw horses in stalls and be done. Because by that time, I'm like, it is cold. I don't like it anymore. I think that we should be moving to the subtropical weather. This is why we take vacations in the winter to warm places, and they make money off of us as holiday destinations because they know we're cold. But this is ridiculous, and we're supposed to have this for another week at least. So good morning, everybody. Let's do a community card first thing this morning. I went on a shopping spree this morning. If you're local, even if you're not local, there's a lot of new things that are coming into the store. There's new cards coming in. We have the mineral toothpaste has been really, really popular in the store, and we're down to one thing of it. So I bought a bunch of more mineral toothpaste, and the Persephone cream's been really popular, so we bought some more of that. And we're trying to make sure that we're keeping the things that are really popular in the store. Unfortunately, we're losing our honey this month, and I'm really, really sad about losing the honey. But you know, I understand he has some things going on in life. Your door was frozen shut in our Suburban and wouldn't close. Let it warm up a bit, and it closed. I am telling you, I'm cold, and I have insulation. We're just going to call it insulation, and I'm cold. But actually, when I'm outside, I'm not too bad because I'm in the barn and now let me tell you who's cold. The peacocks. The peacocks are cold. They're like, this is not funny. I am not amused. I'm not enjoying this. Where's the tropical weather? And the ducks just walk by. I'm like, what the hell? I don't know. Get out of my way. The food's over there. But it's farm life in the winter, man. It is cold, and thank goodness that's all we have is some horses and some poultry. Oh, and we have goats. Good morning. I think that was a snow truck. I don't know. We woke up to snow this morning. We didn't anticipate. I love that. Okay. If everybody could share to a relevant group, that would be fabulous. So fabulous. And I'm moving on. I'm going to first of all, we're going to pull a card for everybody this morning, and then we're going to move on to readings. The poor peacocks. Well, they roost up at the top of the building. So they get the warmth up there at least a little bit, but they're like, and they are not amused at all. Like, we're not coming down for this. We're not coming. We did put up the chickens though, so we have like 4 dozen fresh eggs right out the gate because I don't know how many chickens we have. We have too many chickens, and so we have all these. And the olive eggers are so cool. I like the olive egger chickens. They're called Molines, and they have mohawks. Pretty kind of cool. I didn't know I was supposed to know either. Neither did Sam, and he had to go to work. And he drives to Toledo. So, okay, card for the day, you guys. How is everybody today? Oh, this is a big one. Oh my gosh, this is a wonderful one. Okay, so I tried doing a live a little bit ago, and it wouldn't go through quite right. So I restarted, and I was talking about my uncle who's vision impaired, and he thinks that because he was in a self-driving Tesla the other day. You know, these things are like 30 grand, cheaper than my truck. and I have a used truck. But they come with a subscription and all that. But anyways, he thinks that he's gonna just drive this self-driving Tesla. He's having a hard time. This is where this card comes in. He's having a hard time coming to the fact that he's losing his vision. And he's a very, very active person, but he thinks that the self-driving car is his solution. Instead of trying to find ways to work with his new circumstances, he's having a hard time coming to that. And we all do that, right? We want to maintain the way that we're doing things, and even as we age, we find that we have more restrictions and things like that. But I felt really bad yesterday because he's absolutely certain that this self-driving car is the solution to all of his problems to getting around. Now he has somebody he has take him around, but um, he really wants to be more independent. And I keep going, you have to have a driver's license. You can't not have a driver's license. And he's having a hard time coming to the terms with that. Um, and this is where it's very difficult, right? To come into this information of, hey, this is a new reality. This is a new life. This year is a new reality for all of us, right? I don't like where my camera's sitting, but I'm afraid if I move it, I fall. um, but even there's so many situations that there's the freedom of truth, the freedom of understanding what we have in front of us, and the freedom of our soul to be able to go, okay, I can take this, I can assimilate this, I can make this function within my life. And I think a lot of us have problems with this at one point or time in our life. And matter of fact, I can pretty much guarantee we all have problem with this at one point in time of our life, whether it's physical limitations, limitations of self-belief. Who's run across limitations of self-belief for themselves? I have. There's times that I go, oh my, oh, that was the wrong way. Oh my, good morning, Billy Ann. We have self-limiting beliefs. We have physical limitations as humans, and things like that. So as we start to see, we get the freedom of the truth, right? People, and oh gosh, sometimes it's hard to hear the truth. So then we have that as well. Good morning, Shelley. We have that as well. Hearing the truth may not always be the easiest thing, and that's so funny. So I'm going to do a poll on the My Mystical Life community today, and I have avoided doing this poll because my feelings get hurt really easy. Believe it or not, no, not easy. I usually take things in stride, but when I ask for criticism, I'm not always ready for it. And I know that. And this is one of my self-limiting things, right? So today I will be putting a poll out on the My Mystical Life community. So if you reply to the poll, be nice to me, please, pretty please, of what we can do and what we can change and what we can improve. I also want to put out that tonight's class is on, people are going to be like, what the hell? Tonight's class is on Mirrodin, Merlin, and Metatron. Can anybody tell me who that is? Does anybody know the correlation between those three names? Mirrodin, Merlin, and Metatron. That is tonight's class, and I will be doing that 8 o'clock tonight within the My Mystical Life membership. It's a busy week this week in the membership, so tonight is myself. Tomorrow is Tammy Amit with herbs, and then Wednesday, no wait, hold on, hold please, calendar. Yes, tonight's Tammy Amit with herbs. So tonight's me, tomorrow night, listen to me. Tonight is myself. Tomorrow's Tammy Amit with herbs. Wednesday is Amy Bradley with life. And then Thursday is intuitive practice with Isis. So that's this week. Oh my goodness. Enoch. Janice is throwing another one out there. Yes, absolutely. Enoch. But they are all the same, right? I did not add Enoch to the list because it didn't start with M. No, that's not why. I didn't add Enoch to the list because we get into the discussion of why that is Metatron's second past human existence. So Enoch is his first, and Mirdrin is his second. They are all one. Absolutely, they are all one. Mirdrin is the Welsh name for Merlin, and he was. Anyways, we'll talk about it in class tonight, and it's fascinating. And I know that there's a lot of people that believe it's myth, right? That it is myth, but I've got it from a great inside source that we are only like a decade away from finding Avalon, like getting the proof of Avalon. And it's so funny because last night, our youngest was like showing me a picture online. He's like, "Do you remember when giant squid, I will look into that, were a myth, just like 5, 10 years ago? Maybe it was 10 years ago when giant squid were a myth." Anybody else remember that? Right? And now we have all of this video with giant squid carrying eggs and all sorts of stuff. We have taken things, once we realize something is real, we start to really move into that vibration, and all of a sudden, all of it becomes more real. It's kind of like the fastest time to run a mile was one thing, and then when the first person beat it, then it became, that was obsolete anymore. That was an old thing. And now everybody beats that record, right? It's what we think and what we're capable of. How did I get here? I don't know. Squirrel. But yeah, so the Mists of Avalon, I hear the Mists of Avalon. We should do a movie night. If you're local, by the way, we do have that. The Secret will be played this month. I don't have my calendar in front of me. It's in the living room. The newsletter will go out today. I have it done. I just have not gotten that far yet. So anyways, okay, can I get a whoop whoop in the room? Can you guys share to a relevant group? Let's move forward. Invite friends. That's a great way to do this too. Invite friends. And we want to congratulate Lynn Huffman. She won the My Mystical Life membership giveaway for December, $150 worth of stuff. There was a sodalite and sunstone sphere in there, an orgonite watermelon tourmaline sphere in there, backflow incense cones, an angel wing cone dispenser. What else was in there? There was some more stuff. There was more stuff. And then November's, which we were late giving away, was won by Sylvia T, one of our teachers. And that was an African amethyst specimen cluster. So, all right, and moving on up into the sky. Did you know that that was a spinoff of All in the Family? Look at me. I didn't know that. I just thought that you're Welsh Celt, really. So you probably would know some of the myth that because it was a poem series that started. Oh, now I can't find it. I'm not going to go that far down into my own little rabbit hole right now. That is so cool. And I know that, I'm fascinated with Scotland. Anybody else? Scotland, Ireland, Wales. I mean, it's just Wales. That section of the world is fascinating. It carries its own vibration. But they're saying also that Mirdrin, his basis of truth, he lived over 600 years. And that he was the same person in different publications across time. Anyways, moving on. Let's move on. Let's go to the wisdom of the elders. All that. There's so much. And I'm trying to decide whether I need to do a PowerPoint for tonight or do I just channel the information, because it's right there. Like Metatron is like, la, 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 let's talk about it. And I'm like, but my left side of my brain wants to put it into a puzzle pieces. And, but my right side's like, hey, let's just talk about the theories and Metatron and why slipping into, see, look, I can start this class like right now. There are some bard stories and poems about the whole culture and Merlin. Glastonbury is the place to go. That's where I would like to go, and that's where I would like to put the pin in the map myself personally. But without scientific archaeological evidence, that is just conjecture, right? But as we sit here and talk about it, it like just kind of hits home there. Like, it's home. But we work with Metatron a lot. And Metatron, hi everybody. Metatron is the key to that puzzle. Absolutely the key to that puzzle. Okay, so if you guys are not, we also have shamanic apprenticeship starting in February. So if you are a healer or somebody that's interested in doing healing or feel the call of the drum or just are interested in the indigenous practices of the planet. Now, when I say shamanic, I do not mean Native American. I mean whatever indigenous is for you. Because as we start to journey through this healing process and this learning process, different cultures will ring with different people. So it's not all Native American shamanic, it is world shamanic. And that starts the middle of February. That's online and in store. And that's a hybrid situation right there. And then the same happens with our psychic development course that is online and in store, and that is an 8-week class on, and I think it's Wednesday evenings. I might have to revisit that because I've had a scheduling glitch now, and I might need to reschedule the evening that happens on. I better look into that right away. Okay, just thought about it. Can I have a whoop whoop? Can I have a whoop whoop? Can I have a whoop whoop? Can I get a witness? You've been doing shamanic learning. Yeah, it is amazing. Carrie, are you back from Europe? Are you back from Europe? It looks fascinating. Hi, Izzy. I'm going to go with Susie. Susie, I want to talk about, I'm not quite sure. I'm on the fence about this. I want to say both ways. I think this goes both ways. I think that somebody, good morning, Brandy, is afternoon, not giving you the respect that you deserve. Somebody might think that you are easily pushed around. Okay. But I need you to know that you're the one seeing what's really going on around, and that person or even yourself is having a hard time assimilating some of the information that has been circulating around you. All right. It's time to start really looking at things as they are from all angles. All angles. Your guides are like, your way is not always the high, or it's not always your way or the highway. Sometimes there's that give and take. So someone that is having a hard time hearing what you're saying, you just have to understand that your truth is difficult for them. Okay? Your truth is difficult for them. This is how life goes. We live our life to what works for us and what we need to know to learn and go forward on our journey. Not always is what's good for us good for somebody else. So we just kind of have to flow with that a little bit. And you're not paying attention to your dreams as much. So you have guides that are trying to talk to you when you're waking up in the morning. Not so much when you're falling asleep, but right when you're waking up in the morning, your guides are trying to talk to you. So make sure, there's my husband, make sure that you are writing things down. Start a new journal for the year. Create a new habit for yourself this year and keep a journal next to your bed. Just write down what you have pop into your brain as you're laying down or as you're before you get up. Don't get up, go to the bathroom first. Write it down before you do that because you will forget. Okay? Pay attention to your dream time. In respect to this as well, I would like to say, make sure when you lay down to go to sleep that you ask your guides to bring you information and detail the information right before you wake up as a recap so you can remember and write it down. It works. Oh, let me also throw this in there as well. Set yourself hours of operation. Okay? So if you are, if you are struggling with sleep and you feel like you're just always busy, 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 or if you have moments where you're busy, busy, busy at night in your sleep time, set hours of operation. Tell your guides when you lay down, do not bother me between this time and this time. You may talk to me on the outsides of those hours, but make sure you do that, because that is a big game changer when it comes to rest. A lot of times when people are first starting on their intuitive journey, they discover that they have these guides and it's fascinating and we want to talk to them, and we're like, bring me all the information. I want to know it all. And what absolutely starts to happen is we start to invite so much information in that we're not getting the rest that we need. So make sure you're giving yourself plenty of rest that way. Okay. I hope that's helpful. How late were you to work this morning, my husband? I know it's yucky outside. Okay. You're very welcome, Susie. You're very welcome. Okay, here we go. Moving on. Moving on. Can I get into the whoop whoop? Can I get a witness? A witness. It's cold. It's cold. So I might actually bake a cake today. I haven't done that, and I can't tell you. Oh, I don't have any frosting. Hey, babe, will you bring home frosting? 45 minutes? Bring home frosting. Stop in Holgate, get some frosting, and I will bake a cake. I don't want to go out. I just don't want to. Okay. Hi, Leona. Hi, Lori. I'm sure they were. I'm sure they absolutely were. All right. Let's go with Trudy. Trudy, what is it with your what is it with your throat chakra that has you stalled? I'm staying in. I'm not going out. What is it with your throat chakra, Trudy, that has you stalled? Because they're like, oh, transformation, sacred journey, and then as soon you have to drive to Kalida. I'm so sorry, Lori. Those back roads are bad. Yes, sir. I will message you. Yes, sir. So Trudy, make sure you're being able to express yourself in a way that people are going to take it in well. All right. Because as soon as I pulled this card and they're like, yes, this is a thing, I got this total close in the throat chakra. So if you're watching what you're saying to people or something along those lines, I'm supposed to pull another card. Okay. So also they're talking about, and I'm not saying go outside, please don't do that right now. But they're talking about summer. There's some summer things coming up that are going to really spark a depth of communication on a spiritual level for you. So you have some new things coming in the summertime, right after spring, right? Not later in the summer, right after spring. They're saying you have some stuff coming in that you're going to be working on, and it's going to be a little bit out there. It's going to be a little bit out there, and I think that's where that throat chakra thing comes in, because it's something you may be learning that's harder to figure out how to put into words to share with other people. There's no real true story here, you guys. How many spiritual people have felt a little bit batshit crazy? Like you're getting on your spiritual journey and you're like, yeah, I can't tell people that. That was when I first started. Now I just don't care. I'll throw myself under the bus. I'm like, aliens? What do you mean aliens? Are we talking about aliens today? Yeah, stuff like that. I think you have some new things coming. Exciting. Good morning. I'm ready. Bring it. Bring it. Trudy, where do you live? I know I probably ask this a lot. Not a lot, but out west. Don't you live out west? I'm really, really considering that. So Sedona, we want to do Sedona in September, but I'm really considering contacting the lady that does she calls in the extraterrestrial crafts, Oklahoma. That's right, out west. Steve and I were talking about how much we miss Oklahoma. Never would have been on our bucket list of favorite places to ever be, but we liked Oklahoma. But she calls in extraterrestrial craft and uses lasers with them. Thinking about that for Sedona. We'll see. Okay, moving on. Can we get a whoop whoop out there? Let's see who is in the room. Who is this for? Because I am not pulling from this deck. Who is this for? This one's for Cherry Blossom. Cherry Blossom. Is it nice and warm down there, Carrie? Is it nice and warm in Texas? I know it is. I know it's warm there. By the way, you do not have to be a My Mystical Life member to attend Sedona. We will be gathering as a group in Sedona. And we are going to have fun, only like the My Mystical Lifers can when we get together. Oh, is it cold? Ah, but is it 20? Oh my God. I'm so sorry it's cold. I'm so sorry. I am. Can I get a whoop whoop? I don't know who this is for. It's freezing. Angela Maynard. I could go with that. I can think this is for Angela Maynard. Good one, Angela. How are you? Huh? You warm? No? You have that. You're not in that snow band, are you? No, that's too far south for you. Okay. Angela, I have pulled out the tarot cards. Welcome. So you have, it's going to be 28 tonight. So Angela, I don't know what decisions you have coming up, but they seem like they might be, you might have to jump around a little bit for it. And really what they show me, and I'm going to show you this, and I'm going to tell you this because you're going to understand probably better than I will. They show me you hopping over top of, like, I don't know why it's the way it is. Ow. But it is like a construction barrier, like sawhorse's construction barrier, but one of the sides has fallen down. So it's not a huge hurdle. Okay, it's like the construction barrier is like this a little bit, and you just hop over the lower side of it. They're like, it's not a big hurdle, but you have decisions and choices to make, and the only one that can do them is you, because they affect you specifically in a very broad way. And I actually have to say, I feel like this could be about income. All right, this could be income based. And they're like, they show me the yellow brick road. So like you can pick the hard way or the easy way, whichever way works for you. Good afternoon, everybody. But it is not as hard as it looks to start with. The decision is not going to create something that's more difficult than you can handle. Okay? Oh, all right then. Quit worrying about it, damn it. I love when the cards do that. They're like, quit freaking worrying about it. If you know what this is already, great. If you don't worry about it, of course. But they're like, sometimes we have to step away from the things that are so familiar to us and that are comfortable to create new prosperity, right? You know this. I absolutely know you know this. And I bet your numerology's off the chart this year, isn't it? For yourself personally. I bet your personal numerology is just skyrocketing for this upcoming year. So they're like, don't worry about breaking the chains. Don't worry about doing things out of the normal. Change where your coffee pot is. Holy crap, that would just mess me up. I'd be like, where's my coffee pot? But I need to do that. Change some things in your life to create the decisions, to create the opportunity to make decisions to go in a new direction for yourself. I hope that makes sense. Because they're like, quit worrying about shit. Quit worrying about it. You're almost there. You got to let go. And these are all reversed. So they're like, don't worry about stuff. Don't worry about it because everything has its flow and everything is set in front of you specifically at this time for you to grow. And you'll be very happy with the outcome. Very happy with the outcome. So give yourself some grace, give yourself some leeway, and allow yourself to step into the unknown. And just breathe your way through it. It'll be good. It'll be good. It's good. Good morning, everybody. Afternoon, everybody. I know it's like late in the afternoon for myself. Still trying to figure out how I'm going to do my schedule after having to adjust some things. Tonight's class is on, hold on, Mirrodin, Merlin, and Metatron. And the similarities therein is what we're going to say. That's tonight's class at 8 o'clock, you guys. We're going to be talking about the correlation between Metatron and his human existence as Merlin. And I keep hearing like there's so many new cool things coming up that are going to be discovered that are going to change the way we look at some things in history. It's a 1 year for you. Angela, I have a numerologist for that. I have no idea what a 1 year means. It's never been my jam. That's why I go to you. Okay, moving on. Okay. This is for Carrie Mina. Carrie, I'm wondering if you are picking up on the guidance that's in front of you all the time. New beginnings. Okay. She's like, I'm wondering if you're picking up. No, he was not Archimedes or Newton. Metatron's only had 2 human existences. It's been Merlin and Enoch. He is only one of 2 of okay, that's not even fair because he's not an archangel. He is the scribe of God. He was never archangel. But Sandalphon's the only other angel that has had a human existence. Okay. I'm wondering if you're aware, though, Carrie, of all of the no, Newton. Okay, that's another thing. Snowing in Ireland. So you guys don't you guys normally get snow? Because I saw a video earlier and people in Ireland were like, there's snow. I'm like, don't you guys get snow? That would shock me if you didn't. Okay, stay on track. Okay. Carrie, you have this guide. You have a new thing coming up. It is definitely a male guide. I do know that. They're trying to help you see some of the things that have been laid in front of you that you have been. It's like you pick it up and you put it back down. You pick it up and you put it back down. And you've been back and forth and waffling on this new information that you have coming through. And it's definitely divinely given. It's given from the heavens, but you just are not cultivating it to the fullest. So I think this year you're going to shift gears, actually show you shifting car gears. And they're like, it's time to step into this more fully. And it's also about something you're either breathing in, you're smelling, or you need to be filling your lungs a little bit more because they're like, your own healing is right in front of you. Your own healing is right in front of you. Also, for whatever reason, they want you to be having peppermint aromatherapy around you. Peppermint essential oil, they would like you to have that around you because they want you to be able to open your airwaves. I'm not airwaves. I'm not quite sure why, but they're really wanting you to take things in right now. Really, really take things in. But as you move forward, you're going to find good day. You're going to find that you have somebody to lean on, whether it's spiritual or in this life. But like you have somebody to lean on that has same interests. So make sure you're not trying to do everything by yourself. But you have some guidance with you right now that is very, very high vibrating. Very high vibrating. Okay. Hope that's helpful. Moving on. You have a cold right now, peppermint. Okay, yeah, that'd be it too. All right, can I get a whoop whoop in the room, you guys? A whoop whoop in the room. Moving on. Cherry blossom. That was quick. You have a cold right now. Yeah, it's been going around. We're not going to jump into conspiracy theories today, but it's been going around. Okay, cherry blossom. Cherry blossom, are you aware of being clairaudient? Good morning, Beth Fry. Afternoon, whatever it is nowadays. Cherry blossom, are you aware of being clairaudient? So, okay. So clairaudient, everybody has clairs, right? Everybody is some form of intuitive. It's just the way it is. So most of the time, though, we have been taught that it's just stuff to overlook. It's our imagination or whatever. But I will tell you that we doing whoop whoop again. That is, we always do that. That's how I know who's in the room. So when you are talking to yourself, Cherry Blossom, I want you to know that clairaudience comes across in so many different ways. But when you're talking to yourself, pay attention to your pronouns. Are you saying me and I or you and we? You're never going to talk to yourself and say you and we. You're always going to say me and I. So if you have like off the wall ideas and you're like, where did that come from? And a lot of internal dialogue, pay attention to your pronouns. Because that's where it's going to sound just like your voice within your own head. It's going to sound like yourself talking to yourself. They don't come across as like some, 007 British guy coming in and saying, hey, I would like, my martini shaken, not stirred. They're going to come in and they're going to sound just like you. And they do that so they can assist you without scaring the crap out of you to give you information and help you move forward in your journey. So I would suggest maybe starting to pay attention to that. Also, that's probably possible, very possible there, Carrie. Absolutely. So Cherry, I think that also songs replaying in your head, just random songs that remind you of somebody, please really, really pay attention to that, because that is somebody from the other side going, hey, I'm here. I have no better way to get you to understand that this is me, but you're going to think of me when you hear this song or this sound or whatever, because it doesn't even have to be a song, right? Let's see, let me try to find an example of something that would stir a memory. Walter, okay, so if I was suddenly, this is going to sound silly, but if I'm scrolling through online and I see Walter Cronkite and I hear him, if I hear his like, this is the rest of the story, right? I think of my grandmother immediately because she had a little TV in the kitchen that Walter Cronkite was always on in the evening. And that makes me think of my grandmother. So that is also a validation through clairaudience. So things to pay attention to. They really want you to be doing that. They want you to be stretching your intuitive self out there. You also need to work on your throat chakra. You need to brighten that up. Do some color therapy. Eat some blueberries. If you like blueberries, eat some blueberries. But do some color therapy. Oh my gosh. And mediumship wise, there's so many people on the other side that would like to chat with you. They want to talk about your past lives. They want to talk about the correlation that they've had in many, many past lives with you. And there's an older woman that wants to come across, and she is just kind of like, she uh she wants to stand up straight. I don't know if she wants to correct your posture or if she felt better standing up straight. I think she might have had some slump to her spine as she got older, and posture would have been very important to her when she was younger. Like it was a regal thing. It was I'm going to move forward. I have worth. I am all of these things that people should be paying attention to. And this is an older woman that's like pulling herself up, trying to pull her. And I could almost say pull her up by her culturally pull herself up, like this is who I am, kind of thing. And it's so funny because she makes me think of my Aunt Phyllis, and my Aunt Phyllis was very proper, and it was yes ma'am, no ma'am situation, right? And we did that in our family anyways, but this is somebody that would have pushed that language across as well. Manners. This person would have brought across manners. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, it's okay. They're still around you. It doesn't matter. It could be somebody, because I actually get like things that people don't wear anymore, like a mink stole kind of stuff. She's dating herself. She's like, this is stuff that would have made you know that people had something. It would have been a dress up kind of thing with pearls or whatever. But they're like, this is her era, an older era. So it could have been a great grandmother. It could even be a great great grandmother. That's okay. You don't have to know who it is. I just need to bring them across for you so you know that this person is in your life right now to try and help you stand up straighter and move forward with purpose. That's what they're there to help you do. Okay. They're like, act like you got that money. Act like you got that mink stole and those pearls, and that you are moving forward with grace and composure, because there's going to be some times in life that that's what you need. Okay. We don't always come off the porch with our, this is so funny. I had a reading a couple years ago, and a very similar one on the cruise ship this year. But Dr. Gates gave me this reading, and he gave everybody these beautiful, fluffy, ethereal readings. And then he come to me and he goes, and he's in trance, right? And he goes, you, my dear, you, my dear, I would not mess with. I would be afraid you would come off the porch and try to beat me with a flip flop. And I'm like, the hell kind of reading is that? But that's not the type of energy this woman is trying to project. She's like, move forward with grace, not the flip flop. Okay. I hope that's helpful. I've never beaten anybody with a flip flop, by the way. Nor have I come off, well, maybe come off the porch. But that was when I was much younger. Anyways, moving on. The flip flop thing really freaking threw me. The flip flop reading, I was like, okay. Moving on. Can I hear a whoop whoop in the room, y'all? People are like, what the hell? What the hell's going on here? No clue. No clue. All right. My computer has lag today because guess what? It's cold. I hope that's helpful, Cherry Blossom. If it's not helpful right now, it will be. It will be. Jansen. Gotcha. Jansen, of course, Adam's thrown in here as well, actually. Adam's like, he is your Iron Fire Horse. How are you? He is your rock. He is your stability. He is your plant in this world. It is just the energy that comes between you two is wonderful. And like this year, you guys are stepping into something new, something together. This is obviously a couples reading, which I don't do on here. But we're doing it today. And this is, they're like, what are you stepping into? What are you doing brand new? So when I have the Fool card come in after something like this. It's like it's together thing. It is a let's move together thing. And it is really, really, it's cold. I'm for her. It's cold. It's cold. I'm in the house. My feet still haven't thawed out from this morning. I'm going out and feeding horses. So as you guys are moving forward, just know that you're starting with, and I know this is not how this card reads through the book, but you're starting with a level playing field. Everything that you do this year hi Katrina, will be built by you, and you are in charge of your happiness or your lack of happiness. And you guys know this. You guys know that you guys are in charge of your growth or your lack. Step away from the shit. Step away from the things that would hold you guys back. And that may be a person, right? It may be a person that you need to say, you must do this on your own. We cannot carry you. We cannot carry you. And that's very, very relevant. I gotcha. You cannot overinvest yourself in somebody else's bullshit. Because if you overinvest yourself in everybody else's bullshit, you're not able to fully hit that ability to see both sides of every situation. We become polarized, right? We don't need that. We need to move forward in the best way that we possibly can. Because if we don't, then we have this incredible amount of lack emotionally and, by the way, physically. We invest ourselves not just in one way, but so many ways in other people's behavior and thought patterns that it can affect you negatively as well, especially when you give so much to other people and you don't have enough time for yourself. So make sure you're taking all the time, doing all the things, paying attention to yourself as well. Right? It's so important. And I know you know that. I know you know that. But that's just your guide's reminder. You guides have to remind us every once in a while, don't they? Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. How are you today? If everybody could share to a relevant group, not Knitters Anonymous, please. Oh, my card is a little ripped. That's very sad. I gotta stop shuffling that way. Squirrel. But we have to make sure we're mindful of our stuff. And there's your last card. Because when you can handle all that, you move forward through challenges with prosperity and everybody grows. Ta-da! Okay. Good morning, everybody. If you could give me a whoop whoop, let's see who we're reading for next. I do have work today. So if you guys are interested in being in the wonderful group of people in the comments, mymysticallife.com. I need to figure out how to do a nice promo for it. We have I need to count the classes. There has got to be over 350 recorded classes. Has to be. And then there's meditations and hypnosis and healing sessions and all sorts of stuff going on. We have 14 live classes each month where you can attend through Zoom, a Zoom type platform, and then all the recordings. And then we're going to start practice nights back up where people can claim time on practice nights and have some fun that way. I think that'll be a blast. All right. That is at mymysticallife.com. There's also a free psychic development class on the page, you guys. You guys can go check out mymysticallife.com or themysticalmoons.com. And there is a free psychic development class. And then we have the stuff going on. That stuff. Okay. Moving on. Can I get a whoop whoop? Audrey McColgan. Nope. Audrey needs something fluffy. Oh, fluffy. No, I don't like that either. Okay, let's go there. I can do that. I have a conference call over here. You're like, no, I don't like that one. No, I don't like that either. Audrey McColgan. This is my guides being like, yeah, you thought you could abuse those cards and shuffle them any old way you want, but these are too big to do that with. Any old way you want. Everybody. Good morning, afternoon. It is afternoon. Here we are. Good afternoon, Tanya. Good morrow. Good morrow. Let me see if she's still here. Audrey, are you still here? Everybody. Good morrow. Well, bat balls. Bat balls. Big hoop. Sorry. I'm just waiting to see that Audrey's still here. While I'm waiting for Audrey, I'm in monologue. We had Christmas for the kids yesterday because everybody's been so sick. And one of the things that we got for the kids I didn't get to play with it. And I'm so sad. Stock car racers. Anybody remember stock car racers where you take the little cars and you put them on the track and you zzz, and they go, ah, I didn't get to play with that. Bought it specifically so that I could play with the child with it. There is Audrey. Okay. But then the other thing we got was it was a pair of remote control cars. Sam fell asleep. So I am having a blast with this remote control car. And Henry and I are racing through the house and running into, Uncle Richie and the kids and my gosh. And we had so much fun. And Henry was tired of playing with Grandma. He would grab my car. He would hit it with his car and grab it, flip it over and be like, Grandma crashed. He would leave me there. I'm like, the hell. So much fun playing with him. It was great. And Sam slept through the whole thing. I don't know, I didn't even feed him turkey. He just tryptophaned himself to death or something, or to sleep. Yeah, everybody's got a cold right now. We're not going into it. We're not going to talk about this conspiracy theories. Okay, here we are. Audrey. Audrey. I'm not supposed to flip it. I love this deck of cards. There we go. There it is. Okay. Oh, it was so much fun. I had a blast. And we have wood floors throughout the house, so it's like zzz, all over. When I was a kid, I was not your Barbie. I had Barbie dolls, whatever, Barbie dolls. But I played with what was those? You bake the creepy crawlers. I love that stuff. But I was on motorbikes and I was on motorcycles. I was on go-karts. You could find me on my horse at any given time. I just I was a tomboy. So when it comes to like playing with all this stuff, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's bring it. Sam refuses to get in a side-by-side with me. Like, the open-sided side-by-side doom buggies. He won't do it because I scare him. I'm very, very weird though, because on a regular road, I want it to be straight and flat, but you put me in one of those things and you are going to wish you had never gotten in with me. I'm like, I don't see any dead bodies at the bottom. I think it's fine. He was so scared that day in Sedona. Anyhow, Iron Fire Horse, it is the Beyond Lemuria cards. And Andrea's like, are we reading? What are we doing? Okay. I want to talk about Andrea, I want to talk about the way that Tonka trucks were your thing. Yeah, Tonka trucks. I was just totally a tomboy. Totally a tomboy. Oh yeah, in Sedona, at the dunes outside Sedona, and they make you sign the waiver that if anybody gets hurt or dies on the side by side going up the hills, they're not responsible. I'm like, nobody's at the bottom. out to the ruins. It was fine. He won't let me do that again. Maybe he will. I don't know. He might have to get his own. Okay, Andrea, I'm sorry. Let me stay here. Okay. Used to live in Arizona. We lived in New Mexico. We didn't live in Arizona. We lived right over um, Gallup and Grants and Santa Fe, stuff like that. It's nice out there. Okay, moving on. All right, Audrey, I have to keep it between the lines. See you later, Jansen. Squirrel. Used them for planners. Yeah, I know. Oh, wait a minute. Iron Fire Horse, I got kicked out of Brownies because I took Tawny Owl's son Hot Wheel and threw them in the field swamp. Oh. Okay. Audrey, I want to talk about your being the person that opens up the other side for others. You being the person that helps other people say, I'm not as afraid of the unknown as what I could have been, because you have a way of phrasing things that helps people feel more comfortable. This is that realm builder, and this is that making it okay for other people to see into what we do, or the metaphysical side of things, and you make it easier because you're you're down to earth about it. Okay, great. I'm glad we understand that. Because there's some people around you right now that need some compassion. They have a need. They feel the need to step into this, but they're terrified because of something they've been told, like you're going to hell. That's a big one, right? And it is about control. So make sure that you are understanding that the level of fear that this other person has, or the people that you're talking to have, because they're like, make sure you're stepping into this with that compassion. Okay, make sure you're stepping into that compassion, because these people are getting ready to be like fascinated and wanting to step into their new part of their life. So it's like they show me people going from the darkness to the light, living in fear, living in joy. And that's what you're supposed to be showing people, is the joy end of it. 4-H for you too, Brenda. I got kicked out of a practice ring on my horse one time. 4-H. Anyhow, but you're supposed to be bringing joy and helping people understand how this is a joyful thing, and not you're going to hell because you're practicing witchcraft. That is old thinking. It's old thinking. But guess what? It's old thinking for us, right? Because you had to be a farmer. What the hell? Iron Fire Horse, really? Um, oh, well, yeah, I guess, well, but not really. So helping people see the differences between the old thought processes and the new processes, living in joy instead of fear, and helping people understand that they are gifted, that you are gifted, helping you understand you're gifted, because you don't have to prove that to anybody else. You know why? You guys, this is a big deal for me. This is a big deal for me. We shouldn't be running around, look what I can do. We don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. I get on here for fun. Do I do readings, personal readings? Absolutely, I do. Do you hear me talk about them that often? Not really. I don't need to do that, because I enjoy what I do. I love what I do. And if somebody else doesn't love it, I'm sorry. They'll change the channel. It's okay. But you're going to help people see what they have that's unique about them as well. So you'll be discovering new parts of yourself, and they'll be discovering new parts of themselves through watching you. That's awesome. I love that. That's the way we should be going. We shouldn't be trying to shove stuff down people's throat because it's the way we believe. We have to understand that other people have fear factors when it comes to this. When I first started at 38, there was just a tiny little bit of me that was like, maybe I'm going to go to hell. you know, just a tiny little bit, because that's conditioned and trained. It's conditioned and trained. So now I just got to go, that's somebody else's reality. It's not my reality. My reality is I am never alone, ever. I am always supported. Even if I'm depressed, I know that I'm supported. Always. I listen to people and try to put myself in their position then, but try to put a positive thought there when they need it. Absolutely. It's not our job to preach. It is our job to teach, and only to those that are willing and that are wanting. Oh, I would love that, Susie. That's so much validation for me too. The Taliesin, that's awesome. Yes, absolutely. She says, would you like me to put a link to Talison's Traditions, the Welsh Bards? Absolutely. That would be fabulous. Thank you. We were supposed to go over into that region last year for our 35th anniversary, and did not. Sam's job changed, so we didn't get to do that. And then this year we are doing Egypt at the end of the year, and then I'm thinking that for 26 we are going to reinstitute our let's go to Scotland, Ireland, Wales, that area of the world, just because I want to. And we're pretty firm on life is about the experiences, and we can save money and hoard money and put it into in a savings account and not use it and not touch it and pass it down. But what cool stories do we have to tell at Thanksgiving then? So that's probably going to be our 26th excursion. And then we're talking about, for the My Mystical Life membership, we're talking about for next year, New Orleans, because we're going to lean heavily on Liz Caputa and her knowledge of the area. Perfect. Okay, moving on. Can I get a whoop whoop in the room, you guys? Can I get a whoop whoop? Can I get a witness? Do you have room in your staircase? No. Oh, you mean the room under? So this is actually the room under the staircase for us. And our staircase is this whole wall here. So we have this big room under here. It was big enough that I turned it into a bathroom. But we don't use it because we need more angle on the toilet thing. Someday it'll get done, but I don't have plumbing skills, so it's all right. I'm deciding in my older age, not old age, my older age, my advanced learning session, the delegation is important, and I am doing more delegating nowadays. It used to be I would go, never mind, I'll do it myself, and I just go do it myself. And I've learned a lot of things doing that, but I've also learned that I don't like just doing it all myself. And delegation is important. I don't think that everybody around me thinks that, but pretty sure they're like, okay, this is for Brandy Vale. This is for Brandy Vale. Brandy. There's got to be a song, Brandy. Is there a song, Brandy? Delegation's important. Oh, fuck. Not, oh. Okay. What is it with these deck of cards? I don't like that deck. That don't feel right. That don't feel right, Brandy. Hold on. Get in there. Good enough. Okay. That's my unhealed side come out. Okay. Here we go. Lord love a duck. All right. Brandy. Brandy Vale. Makes me think of Vicky Vale. Okay. Who on here is My Mystical Life members? Did you guys see that Lynn Huffman won the December giveaway of $150 worth of stuff? Oh my gosh. January birthday shout outs are up in the birthday circle. The newsletter will be out on My Mystical Life, the Mystical Moons, and through email. Susie's like, Lisa, you're very young. Thank you. 53. Heading towards my 70s, but tell everyone I'm in my 50s. Perfect. Brandy, you're a fine girl by looking like, yes, that's it. I knew there was a song out there. Thank you, Iron Fire. Oh, Brandy. I like it. Okay. Brandy, are you still here? Should we do some Karen cards after this? Brandy. It is so cold out there. I'm going to do laundry and cook, make a cake. I haven't made a cake. Maybe I make brownies. Then I don't need frosting. Huh. I haven't baked in a long, long, long time because then I eat it. Brandy. I think I have lag, guys. So I'm going to continue reading because I know that my comments are lagged out. So I'm gonna go with Brandy. I want to talk about what time it is for you. It's time to turn inward. It is time to start finding some silence. Turn off the electronics. Turn off the TV. Read a book. Meditate. I'm not one that's going to tell you you must meditate at all times. Oh my gosh, that's so funny because I felt the need to meditate like 2 days ago, like really, really meditate, and I didn't have the time. I was at work, and now as I'm talking about it, I'm like, I'm not going to tell you to meditate. My guides are like, it's time to meditate, Lisa. That's my guides do that. They're like, it's time to meditate. So I will take the time today to do some meditation. That is when I meditate. But it's time to turn inward. It's time to find silence. It's time to put out all the noise. Put out the noise, right? How many of us take the time, and then this is honest, you guys, how many of you take the time to shut everything off? Everything. How many of us, as we're sitting in our chair, at dinner, in a restaurant, wherever, have a hard time not picking up our phone? Have you ever left your phone someplace and realized it in the middle of, like, you're sitting at dinner and you go to reach for your phone or whatever, and it's not there, and then you just keep looking for it? This is a real thing. It is time to step away from some of the distractions in life right now and turn inward. You have a lot of learning moments coming. Perseverance. Everything that you do is a learning moment. Good morning, Gigi. Afternoon. Everything that you don't do is a learning moment. That's what you struggle with the most, is finding the quiet. Yeah. Finding the quiet. A lot of times, finding your quiet or meditative state involves having a script, right? Like shamanic journey, it involves having a script to be able to move forward through your quiet time and still be able to be productive. You can shut everything off except for your mind. So do you meditate, Brenda? Because shamanic journey is your friend then, if that's where you have a hard time finding silence. Okay, back to Brandy. So being persistent, trying to find that quiet, trying to bring some peace into your life. Hi, Sherry Ann. Will really create some new energies for you. Be very, very persistent about it. You have to be dedicated to this. The more you can do this, the more you're going to find that you have uh, a better flow in your life, because you have you have a cacophony of things in your brain. It's time to figure out what's the important stuff and what do we not need, and move forward. It's time to clean house in the brain, basically. We let a lot of things in that's fluff. A lot of things in that are fluff. Uh, I don't personally understand how people can have the television on and music on and they're watching their phone. what the actual hell? My brain would melt. If I'm in the living room and Sam's in the kitchen and him and Richard are watching things in the kitchen, just that drives me nuts. Being willing to change is the big thing for you, Brandy. Being willing to change and having the strength to do it. You're supposed to be a lot more zen than you are. But having a pattern, this is where I'm going to talk about having a pattern for yourself that brings all of that together. Start creating a system for yourself, and also have some faith in yourself. Have faith that what you have coming across, the information that you're receiving, the reason that you're turning inward is important. Because guess what? The reason is yourself. Give yourself some compassion. Give yourself some quiet time. The more you do that, the more you're going to be able to, I know this is just what your guides are saying, the more you do that, the more you're going to be able to handle problems on a day-to-day basis with grace. You're going to feel less overloaded, more in control of stuff, able to handle the little things that are thrown at you instead of throwing them back in a fit. Not a fit, but you know what I mean. It's handling them with grace and being able to feel as if you've handled them well. That's so, so important. I am so sorry, Iron Fire Horse. It's a hard one. It's a hard one. Tonight's class is on in the My Mystical Life membership. Tonight's class is on Mirrodrin, Merlin, and Metatron. I'm excited about this class because I work with Metatron a lot, and he is always very bossy. But he is a wonderful energy to work with. He's the one that does a 2x4 therapy, really helps us move forward on our spiritual journeys. But what we're really discussing is one of his human existences. His other human existence is exactly for Mama. One of his human existences was Enoch. So we're going to dig into the Merlin aspect of his lifetime, one of his human lifetimes, and why and how that moved. I'm not even sure yet. Like, I want to just channel this whole class. I understand the basis and lore. I get that. But there's so much. Hi, Gina. There's so much more to this basic story and why this time in history was important and why the lore is important. So that's tonight's class. Tomorrow night's class is Tammy Ammett with Herbology. Wednesday is Amy Bradley with Life, Living in Intentional Focus and Energy. And then on Thursday, we have Intuitive Practice with Isis, all this week in the My Mystical Life membership. So we're really excited about that. The giveaway this month is this really beautiful quartz specimen that has some copper in it. It's really, really beautiful. That'll be in the newsletter, which will go out in just a little bit when I get offline here. It'll go out in the newsletter. So if you are not in the newsletter, you can go to mymysticallife.com and hit the newsletter at the top and opt in on that. So you make sure you don't miss any of our classes or our events coming up, because we have shamanic apprenticeship starting next month. And that is a year-long apprenticeship. So you can do that online or in person. And it is, if you do it online, it's with Zoom as well, once a month. It meets once a month. And then we have an 8-week psychic development class starting next month as well. So there we are, you guys. That's me in a nutshell today. So I hope everybody has a wonderful day. I'm going to go do laundry because that sounds fun, and it'll also warm the house up a little bit more. So to warm your house up, please make sure you're doing plenty of laundry, cooking, stuff like that. We ordered some raw quartz and raw stones. Absolutely. Good stuff to have. The good thing about, are the classes daytime classes or evening? So we do the classes there's sometimes they cycle between 6 and 8. It depends on who's doing the class, because during the month we have 14 different teachers. Okay, so it just depends on who's doing the class. Most of them around 8 o'clock in the evening Eastern. And then they're all recorded, so they go into the library. So even if you don't watch it right then, you can always go back and catch it. But yeah, that's the good part about it. And then there's like, I swear there's got to be at least 350 classes in the membership. Yeah, 14 different teachers. Now this month I will say, blue quartz is beautiful. Is it blue quartz or fluorite? This month I will say that Sam is in a turnaround this month, so I will be doing this first class tonight, and then next Monday I'll be doing the next class, and that one is going to be a shamanic journey. We're going to journey. You find Diamond Art Meditative. I think that Katrina does as well. Blue quartz. Ooh, I'd love to see that. And then we just did a clearance sale on crystals and a new crystal sale last weekend. I have to see if I'm going to do one this week or not. It's cold in the back room. It's cold. But you can find that at My Mystical Life as well. And then, by the way, there is a 14-day free trial in the membership. I don't know if you guys know that. So you can go check it out, see if you like it, because we're fun-ass people. Anyhow, all right, I'm out. I got to go do stuff and things. So I will talk to you guys later. Find light, find love, find joy, feel divine, because you are. And if Mr. Fry were here, he'd say, may light be with you always. And hopefully we'll see you in class tonight. All right. Bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now.